I love how we're hearing the people downstairs.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm not going to lie. I
what?
think that's pretty cool. Screaming on that.
Rustling trees in the backwoods night. Red lights cutting through the pine in flight. Bigfoot stomping with his yearling beard. Whispers of tales that ain't too clear. UFOs buzzing solo through the haze. Howling banshees set the forest ablaze. Jersey devil howls drink rays to the sky. Drunken cryptids party until the morning's night. Yeah. It's showtime, running wild in the moonlight. Stars burn down, watch the freaks all take flight.
To good times.
Raise your glasses to the mysteries divine. It's showtime, let the
Everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Drunken Cryptids. We are at the Old Bar Studio this evening recording. We're doing an in-person interview, so we rarely get a chance to do this. I think one of the last ones I did in person was with Chris when he first came on to talk about his Nalusa encounter up in Bald Knob. So
That wasn't too long ago, was it?
well, he had it a couple years ago, but his episode aired a little over almost a year and a half now. I think Chris,
yeah,
about a year and a half.
time's flies. Time's flying too fast nowadays, man.
It does. But everybody, real quick shout out, blademedia.com. Thank you, Dylan, for all the hard work you've done with the logo and our website. Check it out, you guys, Blade Media, BLAYED media.com. And make sure that you are liking and subscribing and sharing. I appreciate everybody doing that. We are getting the algorithm up there, so the more you like, the more you comment, the more you share, the more people get a chance to hear it. And people want to hear encounters. They want to hear your story. They want to see. They want to hear. They want to do it all. So that's what the show's about. You know, which, of course, if you've had an encounter and you want to come on the show, email me, drunkencryptids@gmail.com. Message me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Okay, I handle the Facebooks and the TikToks, but, you know, Tommy runs the Instagram and the X and the Rumble. And
I can't figure that out. I'm
so
doing
many
good
of
on
them.
Facebook, man.
It's so hard to keep up with them all. There really is. But yeah, make sure you definitely like and subscribe. You guys appreciate it. And of course, the Cryptid Fest coming up. The very first Cryptid Fest, you know what I mean, put on by yours truly here in Central Arkansas. It's going to be on June 6th of 2025. It's going to be located here at Old Bars Diamond Bear. They are shutting down the restaurant at 3 o'clock on the Friday before, on the 5th. We're going to do a VIP dinner for the people with VIP tickets.
Yeah.
They get a chance to come in, have a free dinner.
Nice.
Meet the VIP speakers. Get a chance to have a little one-on-one with them.
Yeah.
Have an evening, you know what I mean, with all of us. And then on for the VIPs as well, they'll have access to inside the building.
Yeah.
During the festival. Because it's going to be June. It's going to be hot.
It's going to be warm.
And there's
not
going to be some
not
air,
too warm.
And there's air conditioning in here. Real quick, also the sponsors so far that we have lined up is for that one's going to be Chum Up the Spirits. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Also, we're going to have Arkansas Portables as well. And we're working on one more right now. It looks like Dark Side Coffee may be jumping on board to be a sponsor. So make sure you guys check everybody out there. Check out Chum Up the Spirits. Make sure you check out our friends and sponsors of Mullis. Make sure you check out Nevermore Hollows. And, of course, the Cryptid Podcast with Dan. I could go on and on and on and on. Crypts of the Corn. I mean, there's so many of them out there. Truly blessed to have these guys. But I want to call you Ellis. I know. I really do. So I may end up calling you Ellis the whole entire thing, and I apologize.
I mean, dude, it don't matter. So as long as you don't call me Randy or Ramen.
Probably not going to do either one of those. But so we met when I did the part of the roast for Angry Patrick at the Looney Bin. And you were telling me a little bit about, you know, some of your encounters that you had.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's just jump right into it, man. It's your show, man.
Man, it was I've always been fascinated with anything paranormal, supernatural, unexplainable. Growing up as a kid, I even remember watching the show. Used to be on Fox, I think was the network. It was a show called Sightings. And they would talk about a bunch of different stuff, whether it's UFO sightings, abductions, anything Bigfoot, Loch Ness. I mean, you know, the Mothman. If it was a cryptid at the time in the 90s, They were talking about it. They were definitely talking about it, especially with the hype of the X-Files. I mean, the X-Files really showed a lot of people some of that stuff, and a lot of people started getting into it then. When I was a little kid in the early 90s, you know, I was born in 89, so I grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s. That was it. That was my thing, and I really got into it then. Really got into it because me and my mom would sit and watch that stuff all the time. Dad worked a lot, so it was just me and Mom a lot. So that's where I kind of got that little seed started of, you know, the mysterious of what all's out there other than just what's right here.
So it's funny, you mentioned like X-Files and Sightings. I want to say I remember X-Files, and I want to say I remember Sightings, but the 90s for me, I was in the military. So TV for me was not.
That was a luxury.
It was, exactly.
That was a luxury, dude.
So like everybody go, oh yeah, the X-Files are a great influence. I'm like, I'm on season 5. I've been slowly watching it over years.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, so sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. That's exactly, you know, I get that. I never was in the military, but I've had a lot of friends and family that were, so I totally can level with all of that. So, but as a kid growing up, you know, young kid, I lived up in the middle of nowhere up in Bloomfield, Indiana. You know, mid-southern Indiana, about an hour southwest of Bloomington, Indiana, where I think IU is. And, I mean, nothing ever really happened out there as a kid and stuff like that. And then we moved to Arkansas when I was about in 2nd or 3rd grade. And I've been here since, so.
So you're an implant.
Do what?
You're an implant.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same, my parents moved down here in 98 when I went to Korea. I got stationed in the hood afterward. I came up and visited. When I got hurt, was getting medical out of the military. I was in Germany. I was on the crossing between Utah and Arkansas, and I went, woo, pig suey.
Yeah.
So I've been here since 04, so we've been here long enough. We're pretty much native now.
Yeah,
So,
you're here.
Yeah.
You've spent a decade. You're here.
Yeah, you're here.
You're
Yeah.
here. You've dealt with everything we get.
It was funny, too, about Arkansas, is a lot of people don't realize, once you get here, you kind of don't want to leave. It's a really awesome little state. There's...
It's a little slice of nature that hasn't been fully tampered with yet.
Exactly. It's one of the best kept secrets in the union. And it's probably one of the most haunted, paranormal, cryptid places that nobody realizes.
You've got the Delta. Yeah, I mean, Arkansas is mostly known for a lot of its water-based cryptids.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that. Everybody thinks of the woods. Oh, Bigfoot. Oh, no, huh?
Yep.
Arkansas is known for water-based cryptids.
I had
the
a
White
guy,
River Monster is way more popular in Arkansas than the Bigfoot or the I forget, the Boggy Creek Monster. You know.
Of course, yeah, you got Boggy Creek. I mean,
Yeah.
we got the Ozark Howler. We've got Whitey out there, the White River Monster, which great episode on that one to where I actually had a filmmaker reach out to me today.
Really?
Yes, about wanting to have me come on board and help out, work out with the filming for a film that he's doing based upon the White River Monster and some of the new research and evidence been pulled up out of there.
Oh, dude, that's dope.
So it was pretty cool.
Dope.
Ian and Larry, I know y'all are listening. Y'all were there for the conversation.
That's awesome, man.
But
that's awesome.
Well, yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. So that was some of the good news. Yeah, new information coming out, y'all. What's up?
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
And how we found me, too, though, was the movie, Tosh at the beginning, that I filmed with Wendell and the Arsa Bigfoot Cartel. They wanted to do, you know, a fun little kind of horror movie.
Yeah.
And they cast me in the role of Boss Spearman.
Okay.
And I was like, I've never acted, never done anything like this before.
Yeah,
never have.
Right.
So I was pretty excited. I was like, yeah, I'll come on. And I thought my character was going to die. So I'm acting like I'm going to die.
You didn't get a script or anything?
I'm just like, we did. But
You didn't read the script?
I'm lazy writing.
God.
I have a lot going on. So I figured, so we printed it up, and I realized when we got done filming, he goes, okay, we're done. And I was like, when am I going to die?
I lived?
And he goes, no, your character's in all the movies that we're going to do for this. And I was like, I would have acted totally different. I'm so sorry. So Boss Spearman comes back in part 2, angrier, you know. But he saw that. He saw this thing, and he checked out the IBDM or IBDB.
IMDb.
Or whatever that is.
Yeah.
And apparently I have a page. And
apparently,
so he saw
you
that
ain't even seen it?
So he said, no. I'm not one of those people, you know. But he goes, so he saw it, and he saw my name, you know, who I was and everything, and saw the cryptid thing and started to figure out who I was. And he goes, I got to find this guy.
Yeah.
So he actually got my phone number somehow. I don't know how he got my phone number. And calls me yesterday to get ready to do the meet and greet at 4 quarter.
Yeah.
And I get this phone call me going, wait, I know people in Tennessee. Let me see who this is. And the guy goes, is this Matthew Orton? And I was like,
yeah.
maybe. You know? Hey, he told me his name and who he was, and he just moved to Arkansas. And I was like, oh, wow. And he goes, did you have time to talk? I said, few minutes, buddy. What's on your mind?
I got a minute.
And he goes, hey, well, he goes, I'll call you. He goes, well, can we talk tomorrow? I was like, yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. So, so we did today. So,
dude,
how cool is that? So, yeah.
That's dope.
I'm pretty excited about that.
That's dope. Gotta love it.
I am. I'm really excited.
Gotta love it. Good things work in weird ways.
Yeah, the Lord works in great ways. But yeah, speaking of events too with Wendell, yes, on March 21st, I will be at Paradise Pizza in Ozark doing a town hall meeting. So if y'all want to come out, check it out. Come on down there. There'll be an investigation all weekend long. I will be with the Arkansas Bigfoot Cartel that whole weekend. It'll be myself, Jacob, possibly Tony and Chris as well joining us. So the campground's only $15 to pay. It's a free event to go to for the Ozark Pizza. Great pizza. We were there last year, had a good time. So wonderful little place. So that's where we'll be at. On to you, Ellis. Let's go. Enough about Matthew.
Hey, I ain't got no problem talking. We just hanging out and talking, man.
Exactly. That's the whole point of the show.
Exactly. That's why I like this stuff.
But they want to hear you. They want to hear your encounter. They want to hear exactly what's going on. They want to hear everything that's happened to you.
Well, I've had a few encounters.
And start from the beginning and just take your time with it and ease into it. So, I mean, these things aren't easy to talk about. I know that.
Well, I mean, I never really had anything that was excessively intense that I can recall. Is the highlight of that point because...
Well, so when you say that, I look at it as people somebody who does not believe in anything, move into a haunted house. Mm-hmm. And the doors are opening and closing.
The house is shifting.
Little things like that to where, it's just enough to throw them off. And it scares them. Mm-hmm. People in the woods, same thing. They'll encounter something, see something evil in the sky. It's something that we're made fun of. It's a topic that has been made fun of for generations now.
Yeah, a very taboo topic.
And now you're looking at it. Mm-hmm. You're looking at something you're told by your schools, your family, and in your church.
Yep.
It's not real.
It doesn't exist.
And now you're looking at it.
And now you're facing it, and now you don't know what to do.
And it does leave a mark, whether people believe it or not. Look at me, for example. I'm out in the woods looking for these things. I'm out in haunted houses looking for these things. I'm going to be up in some mortuary next weekend looking, an overnight paranormal investigation up in Kansas.
Dude, that sounds like fun.
Only because of the fact of the matter that I had my own encounters as well, growing up, and what I dealt with when I was in the military.
Yeah.
So I also tell everybody, never played off lightly. Jacob, when we were, before, we went up to our investigation there this past summer, the first day. He was nervous. And he even told me, too, when we get ready to go at night, because the property owner, he was like, I'm not going out there. I do not leave my porch at night.
Yeah.
And he was adamant. I didn't egg him on.
Like, hands down.
I didn't egg him on.
Get me off this porch.
Now, Lisa, his wife, she egged him on. And I felt bad because he went out there with us because she egged him on. Sorry, Ray. I love you. And
happy wife, happy life, right?
She egged, she really did. Lisa, I still can't believe you did that. But Jacob told me, he goes, I don't know how I'm going to react.
Yeah.
And I told him straight up, I said, you react however you need to. If you bolt, great.
Cool.
I'm not going to make fun of you.
Yeah.
Because, again, this is something that's not supposed to be there. And the only thing that we had happen that night, was an armadillo, which Jacob is famous for attracting armadillos. I don't know why. Something about him. I can't come up with a clean nickname for him on the armadillo. And on the other side of the property, we got huffed at. It was a really unique primate huff. It was like a kind of sound.
Okay.
And it was totally unnatural. And that was all the activity we had at night. So when we went back, Jacob was a little bit better and stronger. We had more activity on our second trip up there, so that was fun.
The second time was always a good one, huh?
Oh, it was a good one. And we're going back soon. So
maybe that third time's the charm.
Actually, we're going to be there all weekend. We are moving in with Lisa and Ray for the weekend.
Now, that's going to be a fun weekend.
It's going to be a blast. All right. So you moved down here in second grade.
Yep. Grew up in Sheridan, down in Grant County. Mm-hmm. Middle of the Pinewood Forest. It's known for Timberfest because of the timber industry is what really built that town. Hands down, the timber industry out there is what built that town. And it's a great town. It's a great town. But being a kid, teenager in the middle of a small town, you get bored. You get bored fast. You find stuff to do. You go out in the woods. You hang out with your friends, and sometimes some things happen out in the woods, man. And sometimes it's just your buddies pulling a prank. So, but I never really had much of anything like paranormal of any kind happen out there to me in the woods out there growing up as a kid. I would just mostly go out there and just go camping. I built like a little campsite and rode my dirt bike over there into the woods and just camp out for a weekend and stuff like that, just to get away from everyone and everything. When most kids are into the Xbox and the PlayStation 2s at the time and all that stuff like that, I still wanted to be out in nature and just kind of relax and just enjoy myself and kind of just disassociate from most people. And so that was me as a kid. So it was pretty fun. Motion sense.
Yeah, I know.
No, the first real encounter I can actually recall that I actually had, I was probably about 17, maybe 18 years old. And I was just hanging out, camping during deer season. And I was actually up near Mount Magazine, Blue Mountain area.
Yep.
I got family up there, and we got a huge chunk of property up there that's family property.
Mount Magazine's beautiful.
Oh yeah, Mount Magazine, Blue Mountain Lake, all that up there. It's absolutely beautiful out there, especially during the fall when everything's really starting to change. Man, some of the best sights. And some of the best sights up there.
It's gorgeous.
Oh yeah. But I was just up there camping. It was me, my uncle, and a friend of mine, and we was just up there camping, deer hunting. I just kind of just laid out up underneath the stars. I was just stargazing mostly, more than anything, just hanging out, just enjoying myself, relaxing, because we already planned where we were going to go hunting and what we were going to be doing and stuff like that. You know, about what time we were going to wake up. So we all had a pretty good game plan. So everything was good. And out of nowhere, coming from about where the Mount Magazine was, which at the time would have been to my north at the time, and I was laid back in my hammock, just chilling out in my sleeping bag, just sitting there, just looking at the stars, and I see a TR-3B just come into view, and I at the time I didn't know what a TR-3B was, which is just basically known as the triangular UFO, the three dots in a triangle. It comes up, comes over, and just kind of stops before it gets out of view. It comes back, and then it just goes again, and that was it. And I'm sitting there, and I'm laying there just like, okay, I don't know what the hell I just saw. Didn't understand it. I watched it. My brain processed what it was, what it done, but that was it. I didn't say anything to anybody because I knew that they wasn't paying attention. They were over there in their own conversation. They were cooking stuff, just hanging out. They was making sure their gear is ready for tomorrow. I know I was the only one that saw that. So I knew if I looked over and said, "Did y'all see that?" "See what? You're crazy. You ain't nothing now. What are you talking about?" And so I just didn't even bring it up. It was like one of those moments of like, they ain't going to believe me even if I told them what the hell I just seen. So I left it alone. That was my first encounter. Of course, you know, growing up, I was always interested in it. Never had my own personal encounter as a kid of any kind. And then that happened. And I'm like, okay, cool. I just had my first encounter. That's odd. You know, and then go home and after the hunting trip went good, I got my bag limit for the season. So I was stoked. Everybody was happy. We all left with some meat. It was good. So at home, making some food, doing research after that, just trying to figure it out. You know, like, what was that? What exactly did I see? You know, is there other people talking about something similar of what I saw? And I just kind of dove into my own research of it, and that's when I started hearing the term the TR-3B, which is what a lot of people associate as the triangle craft that the American government has back engineered from whatever UFO crafts they have retrieved. After that, I ain't got much of a clue. I mean, there's so many instances of it, so much video out there of it.
Yeah, the famous ones are the Phoenix.
The Phoenix Light.
One, yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah.
Mexico,
But that was a
sees them all the
boomerang.
time.
That was a boomerang, though.
Well, yeah, if you look at it. So if you look at the triangular thing, though, and you're only getting those lights.
Yeah, you're only getting the front end. You're not getting that back end.
Exactly. You're not getting the back end. So it will appear to be like a boomerang.
Yeah, that's just what I associate.
Stevensville, Texas had the same thing.
Sandersville?
Stevensville. Yeah, Stevensville, Texas had the same thing, too, as well. They had, a boomerang triangle come through. It was a real big event that happened in the early 2000s.
I was going to say, that was...
That was early 2000s, yeah.
Okay. I totally forgot about that. Jesus.
I was actually there working for Kirby a couple years after it happened.
Wow.
Yeah, so when everybody was still talking about it down there, it was pretty cool. So, my training class I had, they're like, don't you know where you're at? I was like, no, I'm in Stevensville, Texas.
I'm in Texas. Where's the steak?
And they were, so they were telling me, so I spent half of one day in class, we were talking about UFOs and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
So you seen it? You tell anybody you saw it or no?
I ended up telling a few friends, and they were like, are you, okay. When I told them, their first thought was, and the first words out of their mouth was, how much did you drink that night?
So I want to pause everybody right there. Before you answer that, I'll answer that for you. I like to partake in spirits, besides the haunted kind. And mainly it's just beer. And in my younger days, I used to have a lot of spirits. Never in my time of having spirits have I ever seen something that wasn't there. Not at all.
Thank you.
Not a hallucinogenic.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead.
And then the second thing out of their mouth was, well, how much weed was you smoking? And what kind of weed was it? How strong was that stuff? I've been smoking weed since I was 14, 15 years old to help me with my ADD and ADHD. Taking Adderall. I had to take Adderall 3 different times a day, and I was taking 3 pills at a time. I was a walking zombie.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything but go to school and sleep and get in trouble because I was sleeping because of the medications I was on. Cannabis helped. And it helped me become me. I've gotten really stoned in my life, yes, but I've never gotten so stoned where I hallucinated something that I never once could explain. Never in my life.
I've never done it, so this has been my drug of choice.
See, and everybody has their thing. Everybody's got their thing, but whenever it's your norm, you know what isn't there. You know what isn't right or wrong or real or not. Yep. Pure and simple. So that was their first 2 things out of their mouth, and I'm like, it was just some normal bud. I grew out in the woods, dude. My bud. It don't do nothing. It's just some weed to just kick back and relax with. That's it. I had that, and I probably was maybe having a couple of beers. But, shoot, I was a kid anyway. Technically wasn't able to legally drink, but I was with 2 people who could. So, yeah, they were bringing it. I'm not getting trashed. What's a hurting? I'm not going to be drinking while hunting. I'm enjoying my night, relaxing. We've done a bunch of work that day. I'm chill. So, and then see the thing show up. Got almost towards Blue Mountain, because Mount Magazine and then you have Blue Mountain kind of right next to each other. We was in that holler kind of in between the two. So it came in over Magazine, got almost to where it was past Blue Mountain on my point of view of what I could see. And then it comes back, stops, and then goes. And it wasn't like a dart off or anything like that. It wasn't anything grand and spectacular. It just kept going the same cadence. Same exact cadence, except for it stopped, come back, stopped for a few moments, and then took off. About maybe 60 seconds of it total stopping.
So you're just trying to like a triangle. Now, is that because the stars were blotted out? You could figure the shape for the stars?
I saw three dots.
Okay.
In unison, together.
Right.
Moving consistently together. And it wasn't so starry out that night that, you could see every star out there kind of thing, but you could still tell it was something.
Something solid. Okay.
Something was there. What? Who knows? But
I've never had, that I know of, any type of UFO encounter. Fascinated with the topic as well. So, I'll tell everybody that. They're like going, No, if it's something that you're really into, you're going to manifest you into seeing it. No, I've been all about UFOs my whole entire life, and I've never seen one. So.
I've heard of stuff where people can do a meditation type thing that they can put themselves into a specific type of trance in a way, and they can call out, and then something ends up showing up. But something shows up, and it only shows up on night vision point of view. Mm-hmm. That's it. It doesn't show up on anything else. You can't see it with your regular eye. You can't see it with a regular camera. You can't see it with thermal. You can't see it with anything but with the night vision, and that's it. That's some of the stuff I've seen from not personal, but just seeing it online in different documentaries and different interviews similar to this, and then they show footage of what the person's talking about, and it's like, okay,
that's pretty crazy.
That's cool if it's not edited, and that's my first thought because of how everything is nowadays.
Well, that's what we had Tommy for. So Tommy actually got himself a course and graduated from it, being able to detect and work and separate AI from real. Yeah. So the way it's going now, we're doing that, which why we have the Spectrum Beast 911 channel, and so people can send us footage, whatnot, and we can either help separate the AI versus the real.
You see, if AI continues going, man, it's not going to be pretty.
No.
It's not going to be pretty.
No, John Connor's really disappointed in everybody.
Oh, John Connor is pissed.
He is upset. So after this encounter, move on to the next.
Probably about a year or two later. Again, was camping with some friends. Still up in that northwest kind of part of Arkansas, up in the mountainous areas. Out camping with some friends. Wasn't doing any hunting or anything like that. Was just doing some basic camping. Well, even when I do basic camping, I'm not dumb. I'm taking a rifle. I'm taking a pistol. I'm sorry. You're just not going to get me caught unprepared for anything because you don't know what's going to be out there. You could have a bear out there. You ain't got a damn clue. And
Arkansas.
And most people don't know that. And they think, oh, it's a nice campground. We're just going to camp here. There's problems 100, 200 yards that way, and you ain't got a damn clue about it yet.
No, just recently we had some bear attacks here in the state. So
see,
and one of them I believe was in a campground.
See, exactly. Mm-hmm. I just don't be prepared, or don't be scared. Be prepared.
Yeah, when we go out in the woods, we go on our investigations. We are, a lot of you guys are armed.
Yes.
For that reason, I don't go armed because they are.
Yeah.
And Chris is armed because I'm not, and I'm going to be the guy that gets killed. So Chris is like, somebody's got to watch Matthew. So
somebody's got to save his ass, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it, buddy. Because I will be the guy that goes off into a portal or chasing eyeshine.
He was just right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Where'd he go?
I feel bad for my kids.
Right. How do you explain that?
Exactly.
To the insurance company.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, what do you mean he disappeared?
Yeah, exactly.
He went through a portal.
He fell into a portal. He's in the 17th dimension. What?
Yeah, fighting Bigfoot. So you guys are out camping.
Mm-hmm. We was out camping near, kind of close to the same area, but we was on the north side of Mount Magazine, kind of close to Paris, Arkansas, just north of Paris, Arkansas.
It's a neat little town too.
And just a basic little small
Eiffel
town.
Tower there.
Yeah. Yep. So you can say you've been to old Paris.
I got a selfie on my Facebook somewhere years ago. Right. I mean, with the Eiffel Tower in the background.
Oh man, you know what? There's probably thousands of people that probably have that.
I hope so. I really do.
The thing is trying to find them all.
Bring them. Oh, exactly.
Try and find as many of them as you can, just so you can be like, see, I'm not the only one that did it.
The only one that did it.
Yeah, exactly.
I had no problem doing it. I was not embarrassed by it at all.
Oh man, that's always a good thing though.
All right, so we're out there outside of Paris.
Yeah, we was out there just doing some basic camping, nothing crazy. I was cooking something because I've been at the time I was just at the time I was an aspiring chef. I was about 19, 20 at this time, and I was working at my grandma's furniture store. That's what I grew up doing, selling furniture out of a flea market, man. New and used furniture. Didn't matter what it was. If I can buy it for a dime, I'll sell it for $1. Yeah. And I'll deliver it for $2 more. We was camping. Everybody's it was real chill. We got done eating. Everybody was relaxing, having some beers, just basic camping, relaxing kind of stuff. Everybody was talking. And then just out of nowhere, just out of the clear blue, the loudest scream you could probably have ever heard. And it didn't sound human. It was high-pitched, but with enough bass. That's the weirdest thing, and that's the only way I can really describe it. It was like one of them extreme high-pitched, demon screams.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you could almost feel the bass. Like when you get too close to the lion cage at the zoo, and the lion kind of makes like a little, makes that purring kind of a throaty bass.
Infrasound.
It was different, and everybody stopped what they were doing. And sure as shit, people were dumb and decided to go look and see if they could find what animal that was.
Yeah, that would have been me.
And there I am, practically the only one left in the camp. And meanwhile, I've got guns, but everybody wants to take off with their flashlights and flip-flops and Crocs.
That sounds like me.
And I'm just like, God, Jesus, people, will y'all give me 5 seconds? And we'll all go. End up going, we looked, we saw nothing. Saw nothing, we heard nothing. There was no sounds of anything that would have been out there. Now, granted, I ain't got a clue what the hell it was. I don't know if it was a person playing a prank or what. I ain't got a clue. Only thing I know is that noise scared the ever-loving piss out of me.
How close was it to you guys? Do you remember? Can you kind of get it figured out?
The wood line from where we were was about maybe 30 yards.
Okay.
Beyond there, I'd say no more than 10. Beyond that, maybe 30.
It's about 40, 50 yards away from y'all then?
At the most, 50 at the absolute top end most. It was close enough.
That's still close, though. 50 yards is so close.
So, it unsettled the shit out of me. Everybody else was like, oh my God, what was that? Let's go see. And I'm like, shit. So I go in there. I didn't grab the rifle. I just grabbed the pistol. Because some of the people I was with, they didn't like guns. So if I walked out with an AK-47 with a drum bag, a light, laser, all the stuff on it to, some people would be asking questions. Why do you have that? We're out camping. You never know. Hey, here's the situation. So I just have my pistol.
Look, the one thing the movie Tremors taught me was the guy who's most prepared is going to be the smartest one.
Yeah. Or the one that's ready for something.
Exactly.
For the love of God, versus just standing there going, what's that noise?
Did y'all go back out in the morning and look, maybe?
Me and 2 of the guys did. The girls were kind of waking up, kind of just getting themselves awake. Guys was already up. We went, paying attention, go look around. See what the hell this was.
Right.
And didn't see nothing.
Nothing.
Didn't see nothing.
Just
There was no claw marks in trees. There was no chunks of bark gone. There was no huge swaths of leaves or pine needles being moved. Like something had took off quickly or anything like that. And there was nothing but the scream.
Well, so, and I wonder sometimes, too, when we get these, screams or whatnot, whether they are trying to communicate with each other or whether they're trying to intimidate us, to be honest with you.
Don't know.
And then you described the bass sound with it as well, which is the infrasound that a lot of researchers, myself included, believe that they can emit an infrasound, which is, whales use it. Lions use it, like you're talking about the lion. When they have that low growl, what they do is that they use that to, lions and tigers, to paralyze their prey.
Yeah.
They kind of scare them, where they're like going, ooh. And that's why if you notice, in all the little, National Geographic movies, a lot of times they freeze.
Yeah.
It's because of that growl. Yeah. So elephants use it to communicate as well. And infrasound does have effects on us. With everything going on, and we're not going to talk politics at all.
Yeah.
But with what took place in Venezuela, they came out and stated to where the people on the ground, they were like, frozen in fear and freaked on out and everything going on by using a type of noise where the U.S. government has been experimenting with years on using its non-lethal ways to disperse crowds.
That ain't the first time we've used that in a different country against anything.
No. So, I mean, we were experimenting with that when we went out to Noriega. And that's where they're blasting out Metallica and Van Halen and all that music. They get that bass and all, trying to hit some of that infrasound noises to him to drive him out. So, and then we did the same thing too with Saddam's Sons. We were blasting music at them too.
During interrogation.
Yep. So, and but now they perfected it. It's where, with Sasquatch, these creatures, I do think it is a form of just either a defensive mechanism or even an offensive. So what y'all may have heard was it on the hunt and going after the prey and making that noise, and y'all just happen to be at the right place at the right time and happen to hear it.
We didn't hear anything.
Because that's, that's been, no, you heard.
I mean, but you would figure if it was hunting, you'd figure it was moving.
You don't hear it move. That's the key thing. That's one of the things that people say when they're seeing it. They don't hear it moving.
See, that's the thing that freaks me out the most about that.
There was no noise. It flowed. Yeah. It flowed. The eyes moved. It just moved from left to right.
Didn't seem like a bob.
No bobbing, no weaving. Just flowed from left to right, straight line, dropped down, blinked. That was the cool part. It blinked, which freaked me out. Then it moved again from left to right and dropped lower. And by that point in time, I was about 7 feet away from it when gone.
And it was it.
Gone.
Complete dematerialization.
Yeah, that was about 6 months ago. Gone. Which got me into the theory now of how they move is more of a spider crawl. Further down low, easier to hunt prey, easier to maneuver, to hide, to camouflage. They're stealthy creatures. I mean, so if you're an 8-foot creature standing upright, it's going to make you stand out.
You're going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yep, and most encounters start off with it stood up. And I'm like, why would it stand up? I'm an upright bipedal creature. Very rarely am I squatted down unless I'm in a tactical, or resting position.
Huh.
So, just one of my theories.
I like that theory, though.
Thank you.
I like that theory. There's
a theory. I mean, I'm not saying I'm right, you guys. I'm just telling you guys that it's a theory the way they do maneuver into the spider crawl more often than not. The way this thing moved. Me and Chris witnessed. And the knuckle tracks that we found in the same area.
Yeah.
A perfect knuckle impression.
Huh. About how big?
Bigger than my fingers. And I got buddies who got big fingers, and it's bigger than theirs. So, but carrying on. So, anything else happen that trip with y'all?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. It was a one and done thing. The girls were kind of freaked out, and the girls kind of talked themselves into wanting to leave that next day. And me and the guys was like, let's stick around for one more night. We've already paid for it. We got the food for it. We got the beer for it. We got everything we need. There's no reason for us to just up and leave. It did one thing, and it was it. It apparently left. Now, let's stick around one more night, see what happens. Didn't a damn thing happen.
That was one and done.
And there was nothing. It was a one scream, and that was it. And that scream still sticks with me to this day. Trying to just think of what exactly it was. To me, it didn't fit any of the cues for it to be a potential Sasquatch of any kind. It sounded human, but with so much of a guttural, deep bass. That's what still to this day makes me question what the hell was it. Because my gut instinct
maybe it was the howler.
I don't know.
Maybe it was the Ozark Howler.
I don't know what the hell it was. All I know is that freaked me the hell out. And I slept with my pistol both nights. I slept with my pistol both nights. And at both nights when everybody... Because I'm always the last one to go to sleep. And I'm the first one to wake up. I can sleep 3 to 4 hours a night and function no problems.
Right.
I hate it, but that's just my reality.
Same.
So, ended up sleeping with my pistol the first night. Checking my mag, make sure everything's good. It's stacked right. It's in. Got it on amber. Nothing's inside. Nothing's in the tube. It's ready to go. nothing happened. Now I was like, I was hoping I'd get a chance to shoot something, but damn it, no. But, it'd probably be for the better, because then, if I am that guy that does potentially kill something, well, the U.S. government's definitely going to be paying me a visit for a chit-chat.
Well, me and JD were talking
So
earlier today about that. Everybody talks about, we're learning now that it appears to be, if there's one, there's others.
Oh, shit.
So you may get the one, but you got to think about the 2 to 3 others.
And then my theory,
that are right there.
Like how your theory is. My theory, I think a lot of these things are interdimensional.
A lot of people believe that.
I think it can split in and out of where it wants to go.
Well, Randy Bauer, who's up north, where on his property, he's stating that they're communicating with him and they're telling him that they are interdimensional. So, yep.
It just, people go out and try and hunt for it, trying to get some sort of physical proof, and they can't find nothing.
We find there's physical proof all the time.
No, like
the body.
There's a chunk of hair, with skin attached, from it rubbing against a tree.
Well, there's
nobody
so how many
that's
times do you
killed
find that from a
one.
bear? How many times do you find that from a bear? You don't.
Occasionally.
No, you don't. You'll find bear fur, but you won't see like bear scalp or flesh attached to it from rubbing up against a tree. You don't find bear bodies out there.
No, because that's the animal.
What predators do when they get old and they know they're going to pass? They go away. They go somewhere to quietly die.
Yeah.
And be hidden away.
Yeah.
And nature has a way of cleaning up itself really, really quick. Bones are scattered. So it's going to be,
all the predatory animals going and eating and then just doing nature's thing.
The bugs, the insects.
Yeah.
I mean, squirrels are eating bones. They gnaw on bones as well.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of people don't realize nature has a way of cleaning up really, really quick.
Easily.
Yep. And you'll find bones all the time. But, when it comes to Sasquatch and the bodies, I believe that that's what they're doing. They're going to hide. And they're going to, or the other theory I have as well is that they bury the dead. Now, why do I think that one? All right. So, Harry and the Hendersons. Everybody loves that movie. Way to go, Harry. We love the movie. What stood out to me a lot in that movie is right off the bat, after they hit Harry, they brought Harry back to the house.
Okay.
Harry wakes up.
Yeah.
And Harry's freaking on out. And he ends up inside the main house. And the Hendersons are big hunters. Lots of dead animals. Harry's freaking out.
Yeah.
Grabbing the animals, taking them outside, and burying them in the garden. If you pay attention to that scene, he's not looking up like, I can't believe you killed these things.
Yeah.
He's mourning. They're dead. We got to take care of them. We got to bury them.
Yeah.
He looks like somebody who's burying their friends. Not, you killed my friends.
Yeah.
Angry.
But they're gone.
Harry
we need to
could
respect
really pull
them.
out the arms of everybody in there.
Yeah.
Like Chewbacca could. But he was burying them. Now, Harry and the Hendersons, if you pay attention to the credits, was sponsored in part by the Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources in America. Just saying.
Why?
I don't know. South of school. So, I think they
I didn't think of
possibly
that.
could
I didn't think of that.
I watched that. It was last year. I remember watching it again, and I was just like, whoa. I had to back it up again.
Yeah.
And start paying attention to how they were reacting to each other on the film. And of course, you're directed. Okay, in this scene, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
This is what he's acting. This is how you need to react back. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's mourning. And then, of course, we always do, we hear the serious sounds, what you heard and everything. And there's one scene where they're racing in the car, and Harry sticks his head out and imitates a police siren.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the movie, this movie came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
None of the stuff was talked about.
Yeah, it was still a taboo type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There were research out there, but nobody was trying to approach that. So why was the movie made? And why was it made so accurately, going off of what we're now getting more and more encounters of, and more researchers are coming back with and saying, this is what I'm discovering. And it's all theorized, obviously, because there's nobody an expert out there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So that's why I think, that's why everybody's like, how come we're not finding this? Well, how many times, my favorite is, okay, you go to the woods all the time. I grew up in the Rocky Mountains. How many bear I saw? None. Now, did I see evidence of bears? Yeah. We saw grizzly with marked trees, right? That was up the Wind Rivers in Wyoming. Was the first time I really encountered that. And my dad's like going, I was, a teenager. My dad's like going, Grizz, and we're on horses, and it's eye level. The marks are, and I'm going, that's a big ass bear. And we're like, we're not staying here. We're moving on. Yeah. So, and that's when you are worried about bear and stuff like that up in that part of the world. So, but never saw it. You see dead deer, but it's a population number 2 though. So the population of deer is higher than the population of bear.
Oh, granted, yeah.
Okay, so the population of deer is higher than the population of coyotes. So how many we see deer carcasses? How many coyote carcasses do you see?
I have very rarely seen coyotes. Period.
Right.
Carcassed or not.
Exactly, they're here.
They're
everywhere.
Oh, I know they are.
Yeah, you hear them yipping and everything else. But again, too, though, so these are animals that are designed for stealth, and that's what they're based on. So a Sasquatch is the same way. Okay, even at the size and height that it is, the spider crawl makes sense. The movement, the hunting the prey, like I think structures are used as hunting blinds. Yeah. So when we're finding structures out there, we're finding game shells right beside them. So they're squatted down, they're in that spider crawl, and they're waiting for Mr. Buck or Mr. Doe to come strolling on by and
snatch it.
And the size they are, they're going to kill it quick.
Oh yeah. Oh, easily.
They can snatch it quick. Let me top off if you want.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So, all right. So while you're pouring, so after that encounter, what happened next?
I don't know if I should save it for the last because it's the big one.
Well,
or if I should
go for the last if you want to,
or if I should go off and just detour around.
Save it for the last if you want.
Okay. Well, the next one, and I'm gonna bypass this one, that in chronological order because the last one is the one that still I don't know. I ain't got a clue about. And I've never been able to figure it out.
Okay, we've been going now for about 40, almost 46 minutes, I think. Why don't we take a quick break?
Yeah, we can.
Let you get your bearings straight before we come back in and get ready to get to the deeper stuff.
Yep, because I got 3 more things.
All right. We'll be right back, folks. All right, and welcome back. Thank you. Sorry, guys, about the little break there, but all right. So, carry on, please.
Cool. The next encounter I ended up having, it was me and my wife. We were actually at the beach trying to have some vacay. And this was in 22, so it was actually my most recent.
Yeah, about 3 years ago.
Yeah. Four, before this year.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we were in Orange Beach. It was either Orange Beach, Alabama, or we were in Navarre, Florida. It was one of the two, and I can't remember which one. I'm wanting to say it was Navarre, but at the same time I want to say it was Orange Beach. So I could be wrong. Either one, it was one of the two. No, Navarre, because we were closer to Pensacola,
okay, so
where
Navarre.
The air base is. We had a condo up on the 30th floor of one of the places there, and we're sitting there chilling. It's probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and wife's hanging out with me. We're just sitting there just chilling, and I just happened to look over to the east, and I saw something that just stood out like a sore thumb to me against the night sky. Big time. Because I know it's not normally supposed to happen. There were horizontal lines. Solid lines. Just vertical, not horizontal. Rectangles. Red, white, red, white, red. And it's just sitting there. In unison, together. Same spaced apart. And I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
I'm like, baby. Babe? And I'm going to grab my phone to get a picture of this. Or something. Because I know this isn't normal. At all. It's not supposed to happen. It's not. I've never seen anything rectangular that's red and white in the sky.
Yeah.
Ever.
Same.
day or night. I don't give a shit what you say. It's not supposed to be there. And this is in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So it stuck out because it was illuminated, brightly illuminated more than anything else I could see. And that's going down the entire coastline. That stood out more than anything else on that coastline. And there's a lot of lights on the coastline.
Yeah.
That stood out. Just like a bright light out of nowhere. Didn't know what the hell. Nothing to make of it. She's standing there looking just as deer in a headlight as I am about it. Like, what the shit is this?
Yeah.
I'm going to go grab my phone, and by the time I get my phone out, and I haven't quite got that camera up yet, because I'm so used to my phone, I can just swipe without even looking, and I'm right on my camera. And I'm looking, and then just like a curtain call at the end of a show, how it goes from one end to the other.
Oh, wow.
It just, lights gone. Like that.
Oh, wow.
That quick, that instantaneously.
Wow.
And 7 lights in unison, together, and then curtain call.
It just collapsed on down.
It just collapsed down, just like it was there, and then just gone. No noise, no nothing. The only noise you could hear was the slight breeze in the ocean. That was it.
Man, you keep going. Y'all, if y'all see me getting up, it's because I screwed up on the battery and didn't bring the charger. So I'm watching, trying to look, and I'm not wearing my glasses. Don't say nothing. So if I lean forward, try and peek, I'm looking at the juice because it's now plugged into the phone charger and seeing how that works. And there's no way to drop that much while we were talking. It's still going down 18%. It's plugged in, so it's trying to save it, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? So what'd y'all make of that?
Had no clue. We're both standing there just like, what the hell did you see? Yeah, I saw that. What did you see? I saw this. What did you see? I saw the exact same damn thing. Don't know. Ain't got a damn clue. And then we're trying to make something of it, so I go in there into our room and I pack up a bowl. And I'm sitting there, come back, we sit back down, and I'm like, what the hell was that? So we started lighting the bowl up, sitting there talking, trying to see if we can discertain as to anything as to what it potentially even could be. Couldn't think of nothing. And then out of nowhere, about 10, 15 minutes later, I just look up, straight south, over the ocean, and there that sumbitch is again.
Oh, wow.
The exact same thing I saw. But this time, it was much further away. The rectangles were much smaller, half the size. Half the size.
That's further out.
And I'm like, oh, shit. I didn't even hesitate. I just grabbed my phone, opened it, did like this, go get a picture, and by the time I did this for it to adjust, curtain call again, and it was gone. Never saw it again. Nothing. But we were about 35, 40 minutes away from the air base there in Pensacola.
Which is always a possibility, too. Anytime you're around any kind of military installation, especially for some reason the Air Force and the Navy.
Yeah. Don't mess with America's boats.
Yeah, don't mess with our boats. Don't mess with
the boats.
Don't mess with the boats. Yeah, we have an issue when you mess with our boats.
You mess with the boats, your shit is wrecked.
That's such a fact. Yeah, we don't care. You blow up a tank, we're fine.
Yeah.
You hit a boat, and
yeah,
the whole country comes on.
Yeah, we got problems. We got big problems, and Lady Liberty's PMSing on you.
All right, so what happened next? I kind of find funny real quick before we get into the next one is the fact of the matter to where this was a full charge.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fully charged up. I know it was because I had it on the charger all day.
Yeah.
And when it was collapsed down and everything, and when I checked it when we got here, I even made the comment, I forgot the charger, but I have a full charge on the battery. And now it's dropped.
Sucking.
So, it's even with the plugged in,
Yeah.
it's still dropping down lower to where we're now at 16%. Maybe get closer and look. Yeah, 16%. So, which is weird. So the charge is trying to save it, but again, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's been some reports of paranormal activity here, But it always seems like whenever we start getting into some interesting topics, whatever weird things do happen. So
That's when that's when the inconsistencies start happening.
All right, carry on.
And that was about the extent of that. And nothing spectacular, nothing grandiose or anything like that. I couldn't make no hide nor hair of it.
Still a cool encounter.
Oh, it was definitely something that I went, what the shit? Okay. And saw it back to back less than 15 minutes. That's what was odd to me.
You're paying attention. I mean, but yeah, it is kind of odd too that it was there. I mean,
Yeah.
normally when you see people say they report seeing these things like, and then gone.
And then you never see it again. And then I just happened to look up, and then there it is again. And it's like, no way. I ain't hesitating now trying to figure it out. I'm just getting pictures, and I'll ask questions later. Shoot first, ask questions.
Now I'm with you on that.
So that was the end of that particular thing, and it was odd. It was just one of those weird things. Not a clue. Don't understand it. But we're kind of close to an air base, and there's a lot of ocean out there where people don't go.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
no telling. No telling. Could have been a new kind of ship of some kind that they were messing with.
Who knows?
so-
The government.
Yeah. Then about maybe a year or so ago, about 2 years ago, I was actually outside one night, and I do live like relatively close to Camp Robinson, but it was in the middle of the week. There was nothing going on as far as what, any kind of excessive noise coming from the base, because they always put out some sort of a message or a memo to the people that live around base that, hey, you're going to hear some booms, no biggie. Out of nowhere, the loudest boom you could have ever heard. Middle of the night, about midnight, 1 o'clock, on a random, like, Tuesday or whatever it was, out of nowhere. I'm outside smoking a cigarette, and then just the loudest crack of a boom that you could ever think you could hear. And it was gone. One hard, solid boom, and it was gone. And it wasn't like a sonic boom, like a jet or anything like that. It was louder than that. It was much louder than that. Louder than a sonic boom, and definitely louder than a grenade or a flashbang. Flashbang was like a firecracker compared to this thing.
That's odd.
Oh, the moment it hit, I hit the ground because I didn't know what it was.
Oh wow. Okay.
It made me hit the deck right now and
left that
flat
much of an
out.
impression. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Not from like a wave, but just the crack and the boom of it.
Yeah, it made you
in
duck.
my head.
Yeah.
I instantly hit the deck and assess what's happening.
It's weird.
And that's exactly what I did. At the boom, I covered, I hit the deck, and I started looking around, thinking something's popping off.
Yeah.
Nothing. And that was the end of that. Never made hide nor hair. Some people had posted some things, asking questions. I'm like, did somebody hear a boom last night? I was outside and I heard something, but I didn't know what it was. And I'm like,
I'm in those neighborhood groups.
I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm not the only one that heard some weird shit. Okay. I didn't comment or anything. I just was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm at the age now. If I'm awake at midnight, it's either I'm ghost hunting or I'm ghost hunting.
Right. No, for me, like I said, I'll be the only one up in the house until 3, 4 o'clock, and then everybody gets up at 6. And I'm up going for the rest of the day like that, and it's just my clock. That internal clock of just go.
I like my retired nap. I take my retired nap every afternoon.
I wish.
I do.
I take a nap, but I'm taking a nap because my son, who's 2, needs to take a nap. And if I ain't laying down with him, he ain't taking that nap. So it's like, all right, fine. Guess we'll take a nap. So, but yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
The next one's the last one, and it's the one that still to this day kind of messes with me. I was 21. I was driving for Union Pacific. Well, technically, I was Technically, I was an independent contractor for Union Pacific because I worked for a company called Rail Crew Express. And the only thing I did was drive the conductors and engineers from the hub here in North Little Rock to Pine Bluff, or from Pine Bluff back here, or wherever they need to go to get on their train or get off of their train, or to take them to their hotels away from town. Like, North Little Rock sends trains to Dexter, Missouri, Memphis, Van Buren. Pine Bluff sends them to Longview, Texas, and Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay.
Sometimes I would have to take those crews to one of those cities and take them. They tie up. They get in their hotel rooms. They're automatic on 18-hour rest before they can get called to come bring a train back home. Once they get back, then you got a couple days off. Cool. Go ahead, do your thing. My shift, I worked Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday nights from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Nobody. I was bypassing rush hour going to work, and there was nobody out there on my way home, so I was good. The only place open was the gas station and Waffle House, and I was good with that. go
Waffle House.
Give me a triple hash brown with everything on it, no gravy, no chili, no cheese, double everything else, with 5 medium eggs on top. I'm good.
Whenever we go to Waffle House, I'm always trying to get Jacob. He always orders eggs, and I'm always trying to increase the number of eggs he eats. So,
Get 24.
we haven't gotten to 24 yet, but by God, we're getting close.
You know that cook's gonna be sitting there like, what the?
Oh, yeah,
What?
Jacob's gonna be looking at me like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, add more." So,
Keep going.
carry on.
No, I was on my way back one night. It was a chilly night, but it wasn't quite cold, so I'm going to guess and say probably into October, beginning of November. Chilly, but not cold. And I'm sitting there driving, I had the heater on, and we drove these big cargo vans that had the bench seats in it. I had just made it past Whitehall, and it was just before Whitehall. Coming back on 530, middle of nowhere. There's not a light around. There's no lights. Occasional street light here and there, but it's kind of off the highway, off the freeway. Sitting there driving, listening to the radio. Out of nowhere, the brightest light I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Period. I don't know what it was. I don't know. The brightest damn light I've ever had. So much so, I know I slammed on the brakes. And we had cameras in those vans. I didn't report anything. But I know the camera caught something, because if you hit the brake too hard, it automatically captures 2 minutes before and 5 minutes after.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever duration, there's a 7-minute duration. I don't know. I never asked any questions. I was just glad I got to keep my job after this. It was my last run. I was not sleep deprived. None of that. That was not the case. It was so bright, I slammed on those brakes, and those brakes locked up on anti-lock brakes on those vans. I cut the wheel because it's a sudden jerk, because it hit me. I hit the brakes and did like this because it was so bright. I had to cover my face. It was so bright. When the light went away, I was 8 miles away from where I was. I know that route.
Okay.
The problem was, it takes an hour to get from one rail yard to the other, from North Little Rock to Pine Bluff, and from Pine Bluff back. It takes about a total of 2 hours. So it's an hour and 15 minutes, depending. That trip took me 4.5 hours. And I was on my way back to North Little Rock, where I worked out of. So I had 2 hours gone, and I went 8 miles. I was lethargic. I had no idea what the hell was happening. I didn't know exactly where I was, but I was right back driving at 70 miles an hour with the cruise control set. It was not like that, from what I remembered. I don't know what's happened. And I have no fucking idea. I never dug into it, never asked questions. I was just glad I got to keep my job. I told them I ended up having to stop at a gas station and I was sick. That was not the fucking case.
I mean, because I worked for a company, and we had cameras in the trucks as well. I mean, you slam on the brakes. I mean, it dings. It tells you.
It pops up a light.
Pops up a light, and you know, our system would have a talk like sudden stop detected.
Yeah.
Rolling stop detected. You know, and it's kind of funny to where either they were just like, okay, cool, rock on, it happens, you know, nonchalant about it.
Yeah.
To where they wouldn't pull it up, or even possibly they may try and look and there was nothing on it. Something might have gone haywire, and they're, you know, because these systems aren't perfect.
My boss asked me, man, where were you? Man, I was sick. I don't know what the hell happened. I kept having to stop at gas station after gas station. My stomach's tore up. I don't know what the hell. So I chalked it up to that, and they're like, oh, okay. I was their favorite employee there. Everybody there liked me. So they wasn't going to just let me go at all, and I knew that. But what happened? I ain't got a clue. I've never dug into it. Nothing. Never tried to get any kind of digging out of my brain for it. For what the hell? I don't know. All I know is that was the brightest and the warmest light. That's all I can say. And then when the light went away, I was not where I was.
I know that route, 530, the Whitehall area, Pine Bluff and such. And I mean,
there's a curve. Just before you make this, it's a slight curve that takes you left. You go over a little bridge. And then there's some tractor equipment over on the left. And then there's a sign over here on the right that sometimes at night it's illuminated, but during this time it wasn't. And I know it wasn't that sign because I've seen that sign so many times. I know that sign. I know how bright that sign is, even with it's completely, all the lights on it, if it was white. It was not that light. It was not that light.
Now I know why I said this one for last. I can see the intensity in your eyes of the encounter, and I feel like I'm shortchanging you with watching the time on the charger. But
that's all I know. I can't give any more details.
Now, do you know that there was a pilot that, because I'm working on doing a series on the Bermuda Triangle.
It's always a good one.
You know, he was on his way to Miami, and it would be like, you know, like a 4.5 or 6 hour flight or something like that. And he hit some weird weather to where it was almost like a tunnel. He describes it as.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. And when he came through it to where he was at Miami, and his time was he was like a couple hours away from Miami.
Yeah.
And his fuel, everything matched up with his
where
version,
he should have
where
been.
he should have been when he landed.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool, and that was making me think of that. But also at the same time too, though, a lot of these abduction cases and everything, to where they do, you know, come to at a certain point, and you know what's funny is that the cruise control was set, and trying to figure out whether they had already getting you put back in and you already driving and pretty much telling you what to do. And then that's pretty much when you were waking up out of it. You were just like, as we call it, autopilot. And yep, and that's telling me that we need to bring it in for a landing. So this is a good spot to bring it in at. But wow. I mean, I can see the passion. Now I know why you wanted to do it in person. So same as my buddy Chris when we first met. He wanted to do an in-person interview as well because he wanted, he didn't want.
There's a difference
me to
over the
think-
phone versus seeing somebody in their eyes on
Yeah,
what
he
the
did-
hell's actually there.
Yeah, he didn't want it. He didn't want me to think that he was lying.
Yeah.
And what I tell everybody is this: is there's, you had the encounter, not me. And I'll be honest with you. I can see your eyes. Yeah, you got a little watery there for a second. I saw that. So
It fucks with me, and I still think about it to this day a lot because I don't know
have you
what's
had any
happened.
physical or medical side effects since then that are just off that you didn't have before? Any marks or anything strange? You don't know your body better than anybody else.
Not that I'm aware of. There was no weird marks of any kind or anything like that. And I mean, I'm a rough person. I'm rough on my body. That's why I got to have a full neck replacement. So I mean, I get cuts, I get bruises, I get scratches, I get all kinds of stuff
but
all the time.
Nothing that just no marks like a weird birthmark or a mole that you realize from that incident.
Not that I can recall.
It's weird. I wonder.
Not that I can recall.
That's crazy. Have you thought about regressive hypnosis?
I thought about it, but I don't even know the steps to even start.
Yeah, Google.
Cost, man.
Cost. That's true.
That's the problem, because ain't nobody doing shit for free.
No. Well, Ellis, man, I want to say thank you for coming on the show, man, and sharing this with us.
Yeah.
I can definitely see the passion, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. I
Thank
really
you.
do.
Thank you.
Of course, you got my phone number and everything. I'm just a text message away if you need anything at all, so don't be afraid to hesitate to reach out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for everybody else out there, man, thanks for tuning in. And you have any theories, man, drop it in the comments. We'd like to see it. Don't forget to like and share. And thanks for listening to another episode of the Drunken Cryptids. And here's to missing a good beer. Cheers.
Cheers.
I can do